Hey, college wrestling fans, it's JT1 Wrestle here. Today we have a great guest. Please welcome to the show a former University of Wisconsin Parkside Ranger, Reece Worachek.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All righty, Reece, let's talk about a extremely decorated career. 100 career wins, three-time All-American, four-time Midwest Classic medalist, four-time Super Region 5 finalist. What led to such a successful career at the Division II level?
Um, probably just for me was staying consistent, just always getting in the room, even when there maybe weren't workouts or practices that day. And then I have to say, like my coaches and my teammates, as you saw, like last year we had pretty good team. I had probably some of the best practice partners in the country, and Nick Becker, Craig Becker, all those guys. Like obviously, those are two of the best coaches in the country as well. So just being able to like pick their brains and uh, learn from like mistakes, seeing what they saw, and then kind of just fixing those mistakes with them, and then yeah, just working hard all the time in the room. So yeah,
Speaking of great teammates that you had last year, your brother Easton placed fifth at the Super Region 5 last year as a freshman.
yeah,
Uh, Talk about him a little bit and the goals that he has and the hope that you have for him in his career and if you'll be helping him to achieve those goals.
yeah. Obviously he's got the goal of being a national champion, but last year he came up a little short. He actually wasn't even going to be the starter on the team. He's a 57 pounder, so he lost to Ben DeRocher in a wrestle off, but then Jalen Spooler ended up getting hurt at the Finley Open last year, so he kind of cut down another weight just to kind of help the team out, and he ended up having a really good season down at 49. But I mean, you probably saw it last year. He beat a ton of really good guys. It's just the super regional had a lot of guys ranked in the top 10, probably like five or six, seven guys ranked in the top 10 just in the super regional. So, that was obviously a pretty tough tournament for him. But coming back this year, now he's got a little more like experience, like going to those big duels or the super region. So he'll be back up at 57. And I'm just excited to see what he can do at like a weight he's not cutting a bunch of weight at and he's comfortable at.
Now, Reese, you yourself are from Luxembourg Costco High School in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is a state that produces a lot of great talent year after year, but Wisconsin doesn't really get the recognition like Iowa and Illinois and Minnesota does.
Hmm.
UW-Parkside has always been a top D2 school year after year. And then,
Yeah.
of course, nearly every single school in Wisconsin at the Division 3 level that has wrestling, they produce All-Americans year after year with
Hmm.
local talent. So, what is your opinion on Wisconsin as a high school wrestling state producing talent for college wrestling?
Yeah. I think like a lot of people, they think Wisconsin's like maybe not as good at wrestling as those other states, but I think in the past few years we're starting to prove ourselves. Like we're getting the, starting to have a lot more guys succeed, I guess, like at the Division 1 level too. But um, I think as far as the D2, D3 level, I think yeah, we're always having success like at Parkside schools like La Crosse, Eau Claire. I don't know. I feel like a lot of kids think they got to go D1, but so they're leaving the state because they think they got to go to a Division 1 school. But I mean, Division 2, Division 3 All Americans just as great of an accomplishment as Division 1 All Americans. So I think trying to keep some of those kids at home is really going to help the state as well, like keeping them in the home schools here in Wisconsin and creating All Americans for them too. So having I think like Caden Henschel helps as well. Like having him go to
Great
Parkside,
guess,
like
yeah.
makes a lot more kids want to stay home at Parkside or in those home schools. So
It's funny you mentioned Caden Henschel. He was my next question for you. You were saying earlier how you guys had a lot of interesting guys on your team, a lot of guys with some personalities.
Hmm.
Caden Henschel among them.
Yeah.
I would argue perhaps the most prolific and well-known NCAA Division II wrestler is probably
Yeah.
Caden Henschel. What was your feelings towards him, as well as your teammates and your coaches, about how he approached the growth and popularity of Division II wrestling?
Yeah. I mean, he's an awesome guy. I lived with him for like 3, 4 years at school. So I'm pretty close with him, stay in touch with him now still today. But I mean, yeah, I mean, one of the best wrestlers I've ever wrestled with, and he's growing the sport like still now that he's done. So I mean, nobody really had a problem with what he was doing in our room. It was just kind of normal. Like I know a lot of people think like they see him out in public and people are coming up to him, but it just came became normal, and um, nobody was really against what he was trying to do to grow the sport. So it was, I don't know, the camera was out, but nobody said anything about it ever. We just kind of did our own thing. If it was sitting out, we were like, yeah, whatever. We're still gonna have the same kind of practice or be the same people we are without the camera around. So I mean, it was like the camera wasn't there, and he was just doing his thing with the camera, and um, yeah, I mean, he's continuing to grow the sport, continuing to. I mean, he's wrestling at the Real American Freestyle coming up here, so I think that's great that he's like still wrestling himself just to kind of promote the sport and starting new things to um, kind of promote his business as well. So.
Just by looking over the Parkside roster year after year, it's a very obvious that it's a place people want to go, a place
Mhm.
people want to wrestle. Tell me, as a student, as a wrestler, as just plain a college kid living life, what is it about Parkside that's so attractive?
I'd say just like for me, it was just like a smaller school that kind of reminded me of home, and then just like having the good, like being on a team that felt like brothers or your best friends, and then just seeing like the history of Parkside, all the success they've had in the past and are continuing to have was just something that uh, attracted me there as well. And I mean, now I think a lot of when I got recruited, Corey Van Grohl was the coach, but I think nowadays a lot of kids are seeing like Nick Becker's head coach. So I think he plays a big part in getting kids there as well. So
All righty, Reese. My last question for you today is what's next in store for Reese Worachek?
yeah, I know back home living. I got a house in Luxembourg, so got a teaching jobs. Not at Luxembourg, but kind of in the Green Bay area around here. But I guess for me right now, I'm just running privates and practices as much as I can with kids and schools around the area. But I'd love to hopefully get into coaching at either Luxembourg or the school that I'm teaching over at right now. So hopefully we'll see how the school year keeps playing out and how busy I am. But yeah, I guess right now it's just running privates and practices. I like doing that for kids in the area.
Well, Reese, I want to thank you for being a part of JT1 Wrestle today. It's been a pleasure and an honor having you on.
Yeah, thank you.
And you bet. I also look forward to the day where I'm going through some stuff like, who did this kid wrestle for? Oh, he wrestled for head coach Reese Worachek.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Thanks again, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.